This is Anthony Mattar. I'm a ordained Assemblies of God minister in Seattle.
This is Dr. Reverend Brandon Beals, and we're here to say Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Pastors Unfiltered.
P.S. Don't forget, I love presents.
Everywhere you go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pastors Unfiltered. I'm Tony, your co-host, joined by my lovely co-host here at the Last Supper table, Brandon Lee Beals. How are you today?
I'm good. They moved our table around, so I'm a little bit discombobulated.
It's weird looking at you all the way down there. I feel like we're like in a domestic dispute and we're just like husband and wife. We don't want to talk to each other right now.
Bob and Dave.
And Bob and Dave are just sitting like our two kids like...
Could you imagine if you and I got in a fight and the two people that we had mediate us were Bob and Dave?
I feel like these guys would be pretty good at mediating a fight. They'd be like, hey, man,
They
just
would
hug
be
it out.
like, just get over it. Move on.
We turned into a
Go
sport.
Cougars.
They would. Hey, before we move forward, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Anderson Lawn Care. Check out Micah Anderson for all your lawn care needs, home needs, all sorts of odd jobs. Anderson Lawn Care. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram. Lastly, Logos Bible Software. They have a new product where you can now use their software and pay for it monthly, which is an incredible product. We're going to talk a little bit more about it in the coming weeks. We encourage you to check out Logos. Use promo code WeAreVenture for a discount. So shout out Logos Bible Software. And PB, I just want to say, you know, Christmas just happened. Last week we had the women on the podcast. I thought the Pardon podcast was great. I got a lot of
so you're
positive...
jumping to that one.
We're jumping. Let's go back a little bit. We got some really good feedback about the pardoning.
People found it very amusing. One of the comments that I got from somebody was how well you and I flowed back and forth with each other. So apparently we don't normally do that.
Oh, that was very kind of them.
Yes.
I think the thing I've learned to love this year about the podcast is for a while, maybe because we just didn't have a lot of listenership, it was like you and I, and then we'd go back and listen to it and be like, hey, how'd you feel like it went? I felt like it went well. And now there's all this unsolicited feedback. We didn't ask for it. People just give us their blind.
We get
blunt
unedited
thoughts.
opinions on a regular basis.
Like Tony's left eye looked larger in the last episode.
I did
you.
hear multiple times from people, wow, I know you pardoned Tony for being grumpy, but he sure was grumpy on that episode.
I think people need to realize, like, the podcast, they're getting a very honest version of us. But also the grumpiness, it's a shtick, folks. Just relax.
Totally a shtick.
Thank you.
Tony's not normally like this at all.
And PB is a ray of sunshine continually.
So is there anything else that you felt like you missed from the pardon episode? Like, I feel like
I had like 50 more.
I need to pardon Mark Davis for his terrible coaching hires on the Raiders. So I feel like I left that one out.
Yeah, McCormick. Did you see McCormick get hurt the other day? Yeah, I thought he was going to be the future running back for the Raiders, but...
There's not one player on the team other than Brock Bowers that is the future anything. Those are a bunch of bench players. It's basically the Raiders are to the NFL what the Cougars are currently to the rest of the NCAA.
Rude.
On that note, we have Bob, Ricky, and Dave Liam with us. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Fantastic.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Both of you have been on the pod before. Now, question. We ask people this all the time. Do you guys listen to the podcast?
Yeah, I've never listened to any podcast, to be honest.
Thank you for that.
Bob, you have like unlimited time with nothing to do
You
on the
sit
farm.
in a
Why aren't
tractor all day.
I'm sorry. I usually have Air Nation cranking on satellite radio.
Dave has
Air
a
Nation.
or Yacht Rock.
Dave has a
Yacht Rock
word
is
to
great.
our fellow venture family people that he's very passionate about. He said it off camera, but we will give him permission to say it on camera in the most loving, fatherly way, encouraging way you can.
Because you're pardoned because we don't pay you to work here.
Because I'm a winner?
Sure.
Are we talking about the number of views for the podcast?
No, I don't
No.
care about that.
Oh, I thought
You were
that's what
talking about the
about.
276 family
Oh.
thing.
We're going to jump to that already?
Well, we're not talking about...
Okie dokie.
Once we get to the predictions, I'm predicting it's going to be over 500 by the end of the year.
This is a rally call to Venture Church because I've been here 19 years out of the 20, and we don't do capital campaigns every year. I think this is the second one we've done, maybe third. And we're not even really calling it a capital campaign. And I learned yesterday that of the number of family units that we have attending Venture Church, only 25% of them have given to this most recent capital campaign.
Well, and then the numbers that you got, that's giving units in the church. So you're talking, we have 1,000 family units that give in the church. So we actually have way more than that attend. But out of the people, the giving units and people that attend the church, I wasn't in the meeting. I don't know what Christian told you the number was. It's like 276 families have participated.
Yeah.
We really want it to grow to 500.
It's got to be 500. I mean,
Even if you give $25.
Exactly.
Even if you're like Tony and give $5.
Participate. Get the participation
Let your left
trophy.
hand know what the right hand's doing. Here's my giving statement, folks.
Hey, can I ask before Bob, Ricky, welcome. Dave, Liam, welcome.
Hello.
Bob, what do you think about the fact that John Mattar entered the transfer portal?
You know, I knew this was coming. There was a reason I changed and put on the Cougar shirt for you coming in here.
You have other clothes besides that?
Not really, but
Not really.
Mattar leaving expected. Dickert, the coach, leaving this morning, going to Wake Forest.
He left?
That was the slap in the face.
I was literally in meetings about Northwest University from 9 in the morning till I got here. I drove straight here. So I haven't heard anything that's going on in the
As
world.
of like 8 o'clock, Dickert's gone and
And he
25.
went to Wake Forest?
Yeah, I don't even know how that's not even a lateral move. That's like backwards.
That is as weird as Bill Belichick going to North Carolina.
Okay, that's beyond weird.
I can't believe he left for Wake Forest.
And 25 players in the portal. We don't even have a team or coaching staff.
How are you guys going to play in a bowl game?
Ever playing Syracuse?
They're going to use the assistant
Anyone-
coach.
I got all my
Still listening
Syracuse
to the
gear when
podcast?
my oldest daughter Kylie went to school there. I'll just put my Syracuse
I am
gear
full
on.
on stunned. Dickert, I figured at some point was going to leave. In fact, I was listening to something on sports radio yesterday that said he would probably leave. Like Wilner predicted next year. Like the fact that he left this year and he went to Wake Forest, that would be so insulting if I was a Cougar fan. But
So what's
I
that?
just feel bad for my little brother.
What's that lead to? Are we going to bring back unvaccinated Rolovich back as our coach again?
I heard isn't he on the short list to be like the offensive coordinator at like
I think he's already
USC
somewhere.
or
something?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I
He's
can't
on board
keep up with
already.
it.
Well, hey, folks, now that all of you have turned this podcast off, and if you're still listening, we are going to share. We just last week had the
Sports Center.
gals on here. Yeah, Sports Center. We had the gals on here.
This is what happens when Bob and I haven't seen each other. I've been traveling. I don't know what Bob's doing,
a
playing
lot
video
of
games.
This could have been an offline conversation, but anyways, so a lot of last week what we had were the women doing the 2025 predictions.
They were super funny, Tony.
Heather Taylor was a hoot.
She really was.
She was a hoot. Di was obviously Di Beals, just straightforward, honest. Claire was off in the clouds in her honeymoon
Claire
phase.
occupied a space on the couch.
That's what she did. She did a great job.
She represented Gen Z,
yeah.
sort of.
Yeah, not really. So anyways, so today we have Bob and Dave here, and we have predictions for the year. It's our last episode of the year, and we have a lot of questions we need to work through. So can we just dive in?
Well, I think we need to just start really quick. One sentence. Tell us who you are, so that for the listeners that might not be venture listeners, they know who you are. We'll start with Dave. Dave, one sentence. How would you describe Dave to the world?
Oh my gosh. Dave Liam, Venture Church member for 19 years, father of 3 daughters, grown daughters, all out of college. Love Jesus and love hanging out with Bob and Pastor Brandon.
That was way more than one sentence.
By the way, I love the shirt you're wearing.
I can't tell if that's the color of the shirt or if that's reflected the light in the back.
It's both. It's the exact same
same.
color. Port, this is what happens.
Can you record the bromance that's been happening for the last 5 minutes? This
We've
is
lost control.
what is going on?
Okay,
I
before we
love
lose
your
it even more,
shirt, man.
Bob, introduce yourself.
Bob, Ricky, my wife and I run Bob's Corn and Pumpkin Farm. I'm a farmer, been here at Venture for 14 years, and I have 5 daughters.
And are you currently the vice president of the board?
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, I guess.
How
How scary is that?
if all of a sudden something happened to us right now, who would be running the church?
Seriously, bro. So how does that work? If
This is a comedy of errors for those of you that
If PB
Dave's phone goes off in every meeting. he
Let's
sits
say,
in.
God forbid, PB's on an Alaska Airlines flight, door opens, PB flies out. We said, all right, we just lost our leader. Does that make you the standing
Yes.
leader of Venture?
He's the president of the organization.
Your confidence level's waning. I can see that.
I know, man. Yeah. Anyway, so why don't we go into some predictions that are realistic here? Let's kick us off. 2025 predictions. First one is this. Which movie is going to win Best Picture in 2025? Either of you could start.
Dave, I'll let you take a stab at this first.
The only one that I'm going to watch,
Okay.
probably, is the only one I can choose
Okay.
because I've already seen it. Dune 2.
Oh, really? That's not a bad choice.
Okay. I
never would have thought of that.
Okay.
That is a possibility. Way better than Top Gun Maverick that Sean said 2 years after the movie came out.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm with you. I love Dune 2. Probably the only movie that's going to get nominated that I watched.
Yeah.
However, the Academy never they never win. The good movies that people actually go see, never get it. They're going to probably give it. Remember when Chicago won back in like 2002? They gave it to a musical. Maybe Wicked makes it. Maybe Wicked makes it there.
This is another good one. Mine's terrible compared to theirs. What's yours, Tony? What do you predict?
I thought Deadpool Wolverine.
No way. Best picture?
Yeah. I thought it was really good.
The spirit of Sean has overtaken you.
I thought it was pretty good.
I'm going.
I laughed a lot in that show.
It really
did too.
was.
It was hilarious.
The opening Wolverine skeleton montage is pretty epic.
To In Sync? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Gladiator 2. I think they want to give it to Gladiator 2. I think Gladiator 2 is the best movie I saw last year, so I'm going with that.
I hope you're right.
I think it's going to be Wicked, though.
Wicked's a good
Musicals typically
I don't
win.
want it to be.
I know.
Did you know I have committed? Like one of my personal commitments is to never see the movie Wicked. I will never see it.
Yeah, I get on board with that.
Why, Brandon?
You've probably already seen it, Dave.
No, I haven't. And I love musical theater.
You do?
So- oh my God, yes.
Can you break into song right here?
I
You want-
just
you
took
want, Cats, Wicked, or Chicago.
The fact you're even giving me those options, I'm scared.
I know.
If you stare at Dave's shirt long enough, it makes you dizzy.
Go on.
On
It's
that
giving
note-
me a headache.
I think Grace bought me this.
So a lot of, I feel like what's been dialogued between the three of you could have been an email or once again
We
an
probably
offline
should have done lunch
conversation.
together before this.
Yeah, maybe next time go to Taco Bell together. All right, that's good. All right, Wicked it is. Number 2, let's go into something a little deeper, still pop culture. This was not the year for Diddy. This was not Diddy's year. Diddy got in trouble this year, rightfully so. We are asking, in the wake of all the Diddy stuff, who is going to be in trouble with him? Like, who are we going to find out was like his right hand at the parties?
Well, that's a little bit deeper, but I can. How about we talk about who we think who's going to be the surprise that's going to be on the list?
Let's do that.
Like a guilty association.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
The cool thing about having the guys is they actually know who Diddy is. The girls were confused.
He's still Puff Daddy in my world.
Yeah. Yeah. 1997 was almost 30 years ago.
Would you like me to lead off since
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
not
no,
jumping
yeah.
in?
Go.
LeBron.
Ooh.
Oh.
There is a reason that LeBron is AWOL from the Lakers right now.
He's hurt. He's also 40.
He's not hurt.
Uh-oh.
You're really going that way, huh?
LeBron.
Uh-oh.
Who do you think, Bob?
Wow. I'm going to go. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of heat going towards Jay-Z and Beyonce. Their names are being floated out there. Some accusations. Can't say that disappoints me, but I don't know.
No.
Not sure who that. Outside of that,
Jay-Z
can't
for
say I
sure.
really follow that world. Kind of out of my realm.
Can you promise me I'm not going to get sued for slander?
Sure. Yes, I promise you.
ABC just had to pay $15 million for something wacky they said. So I just want to make sure I'm with Bob on the Jay-Z. I read something recently though. A shocker. You want the shocker? Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's not a shocker. He's been in and out of prison for like 20 years.
If Cuba Gooding Jr. knows that we talked about him on this podcast,
He needs the money. He'll sue us.
I think there's a better chance that Kamala Harris would know we talked about her on this podcast. So I think you're safe.
I'm going to go Sean on this podcast. I just want to go completely off the rails. It's the last podcast of the year. I just want to have fun. I think Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. You trickle down economics.
Wow.
Speaking of politics, Bob, what do you think about it? It's your cousin that's in politics, right?
Yes.
She's UN ambassador, right?
Yes, Elise Stefanik from upstate New York. She is
To which nation?
She's the UN ambassador.
yeah, for the United
UN
States.
ambassador.
For the U.S.
She's kind of a big deal.
It's like one of the top
Like first
5
cousin?
roles.
yes,
Like-
second cousin.
Does she know your name?
Yeah, she's been to the farm.
So we could go to DC at some point and hang out with her.
We could go hang out with her.
I gotta work
Are you in,
for
Dave?
her.
The UN is in New York, Brandon.
Yeah, but she works out of DC, doesn't she?
Well, she lives in New York too.
Oh, it's in New York.
She represents New York right now.
Yeah,
in the
we'll go
House
to
of
New York.
Representatives.
Wherever
I
we can
feel
see her.
really smart right now. I really do.
Dave is thriving today. Okay.
I'm glad I did my
Dave's
research.
shirt, it like hypnotizes you. You can't stop looking at it.
So just to put a period on Diddy, as the period of that life is not going well for him. LeBron, Jay-Z, Beyonce, probably Jay-Z a lot. Big
You know
time.
what? I'll even venture a little further. You know who Puff Daddy was associated with way back in the day? J Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna throw J Lo under the bus. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Bold prediction.
And then
We
Daddy
might
Dave.
get sued.
Who'd you say?
I'll say Oprah too if I'm not getting
You said
sued.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
If I'm not getting Oprah's
Dave's
always
already
smiling with
surpassing
P.
Heather's
Diddy's around.
wittiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we talk about the nation for a moment here? Economics. The gals were very hopeful that this was a year for us, that Trump is going to turn it around for the nation. So, with that being said, what are your economic predictions?
Wow.
Good thing you brought
The
your
Dow
notes.
Jones went down 1,000 today. But the
S&P.
no, the Dow went down 1,000 after a quarter point drop in the interest rates, which is weird. It usually goes the other way. I think it's going to be flat this year.
So inflation will be flat. Everything prices will stay flat. I think America would take flat for a year.
I think it'll be flat for a year. That was based on my small amount of research.
Okay, Bob, do you have a hot take?
I think it'll be actually better. I think most of the markets are going to do pretty well. But for the most part, yeah, it's going to be nothing groundbreaking by any means. I think it'll stay relatively level, but I think it goes in a positive direction.
Here's my hot take. I was at this meeting today with all these major donors to NU, which I am not one of. I was just a pastor council representative at this. And the number one thing that all of these wealthy philanthropists in the area were talking about was Bitcoin. And they are all personally convinced, they think it's going to be within 3 years, a Bitcoin is going to be over $1 million. So I'll make the hot prediction, Bitcoin hits 250,000 by the end of the year, end of 2025.
I have actually read that, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yes. Again, pardoning myself, I sold all my cryptocurrency
We
a year
remember.
ago.
How much did you have?
I mean, I owned half a Bitcoin
Okay.
that I was given by someone and didn't. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Don't call yourself that. You're not an idiot. You're a ray of sunshine.
Well, that is true too.
My economic prediction is going to be displayed via an impersonation. Are you ready, Bob?
Fire away.
Have you seen my impersonations before?
I like
We
your
don't-
comedy
We
stand-up.
don't. Thank you. You remember that? Okay, here we go. Groceries. Groceries are going down. What do you think?
That's your economic prediction.
Yeah, I think groceries are going to go down.
I want a specific product.
Cereal is going to be $4.99.
Okay.
I bought a box of Cocoa Krispies the other day for $7.99 like an idiot.
Okay, let's do a very pragmatic one across the board.
Okay.
Quickly, no thought to it. Gas prices, the end of 2025 for a gallon of unleaded. Bob.
Gallon of unleaded will be $3.29.
Dave?
309.
$3.01.
$3.25.
Hey, pretty close.
You took my number.
Close.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Could have
Tony,
just
let me ask you this.
Pretend
though.
like it's Price is Right and say
How many
$3.30.
bowls of cereal do you get out of a box?
We buy family size. They're for me, they're post-workout. So I eat about 2 bowls a day. And I go through a box about every 4 days.
What's your go-to cereal?
Cocoa Krispies.
But I
So
want to
you
know.
work out and
$7
follow it up with a Cocoa
It's
Krispie.
just pure carbs. I just need the carbs after I work out.
It's $7 for basically dessert for breakfast.
Pretty much.
That's cheaper than a Blizzard.
Oh, I had a Blizzard phase.
Yeah.
As a former dairy farmer, I got to know what kind of milk you put in that bowl.
Yeah. Almond milk.
Don't
No,
no, that's
that's
not
not
milk.
milk.
That's nut
We
juice.
milk the almonds.
That's nut juice. That's
That's
not
not
milk.
No, I don't want to say that on this podcast.
Yes.
It's almonds.
My pastor is in the
Under
room.
pressure.
While Tony is composing himself, what's your go-to cereal, Dave?
Golden Grams.
What about you? Oh, Golden Grams. No one likes Golden Grams.
What are you, like 75?
It's like my mom liked Golden Grams in the 80s. That's so funny. What about you? What's your go-to?
Oh, mine's definitely Cocoa. It's not Cocoa Krispies. It's Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah, those are cool.
Uh-uh.
Too. PB tricks.
No, I like Lucky Charms.
So any of you dentists
Marshmallows.
listening, we could use a sponsor here for a dentist, obviously.
Golden Grams. All right, for the rest of this podcast, he's not Dave. He's
Imagine if he
he's
said,
Golden Grams.
No, imagine if he said muesli or raisin bran or
Grape nuts.
Nothing
grape
wrong
nuts.
with Raisin
I
Bran.
like shredded
Muesli would
wheat.
be music.
Mucinex.
Mucinex.
All right,
That
let's
too.
keep going, Tony.
All right, venture staff. This was a year where the staff grew a lot. Our staff is leaning a little bit younger right now, across the board at Seattle and Mill Creek, at the other campuses. What are your staff predictions? And before you actually answer that, it's two-parter: staff predictions, and then part B: who's going to get married first? Johnny White, our youth pastor, Elijah Beals, Pastor Brandon's son, or Judah Beals, Pastor Brandon's
Also
other
my son.
on the pod.
What about or Greenie?
Greenie wasn't in the original
on the
list, but
list.
Okay, fine. We'll add him.
we can add
Ooh.
Greenie. I can't see his face.
Almost
I
lost
just knocked over the
Raider
inflatable
Santa.
Fully lost control.
Santa. Anyways, what was that, Greenie? Okay, so why don't we start with who do you guys think is going to get married first?
Golden Graham, you first.
Are you going to include Greenie?
Yeah,
That's an
Greenie's in
easy
the
one.
list. Of
It's
course, he's
Greenie.
in the list. Greenie?
Yeah,
I think
that's an
so
easy
too.
one.
I think he is.
I thought Greenie wasn't in the list first. Johnny's too picky. So I don't see anything on the horizon for him. Elijah's studying to be a priest. So I'm not sure he's ever going to get married. And so my original pick was Judah, the sleeper.
All
Just sneaking up out of nowhere, like a 4-month dating,
I don't
2 week.
I don't see him even coming to your house and saying, "Dad, I'm with someone." I see him saying, "Hey, Dad, we just got engaged.
Yeah.
By the way, this is
No. It
Anna."
would be, this is the way Judah would roll.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Judah would be over at the house with some girl and then be like, who's this? Oh, we got married 3 months ago.
Oh yeah, that too.
Okay.
Okay, so Greenwald, how about you, Bob?
Judah's too nice. The girls don't like the too nice guys. That was like me. The girls don't want me. That's too nice. Elijah, he's too much of himself. No one's, it's not
He's
going
a
to work.
priest.
That's not
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Hey, it's unfiltered. You know what? You're right. Johnny's a no. I'm going Greenie.
Yeah.
Greenie. All right, PB.
I'll just do all my staff predictions right now and lump it in. I predict Greenie is engaged. Judah has a girlfriend by the end of the year. Claire and Nolan are pregnant. Rachel and Ben are pregnant. And Heather Lane is finally a grandmother. Those are my predictions for the staff.
Whoa. Yeah, nothing about Johnny?
Nothing about Johnny.
Johnny's still single at the end of
Johnny and
2025.
Elijah, after Greenie gets married, move in together, and it becomes a bachelor pad. How's that? That's my Johnny and Elijah.
Can I
prediction.
do
Yeah.
my impersonation of Greenie getting engaged?
Let's see it.
Oh, hey Megs, you want to like get married? Okay, bet. Thanks.
He calls her Megs.
All the time.
Yeah.
I have to move him. He's in the way. You're Raider guy. I don't
That's
know.
the last time you'll be talking to Greenie, so you're fine.
Okay.
You didn't say yours.
Oh, my predictions. I think Rachel's for sure prego, big time prego. I do think Elijah gets a girlfriend. Elijah's my guy.
Even though he's studying to be a priest.
100%. 100%.
Mhm.
I think Johnny White will find love. I will. And lastly, I think Kellen and Kelsey are going to have a baby.
Oh, Kellen and Kelsey, I forgot. Them too.
Yep.
All of the young married couples on staff are all going to have babies, which means I'm going to have to deal with maternity, paternity leave
Yes.
again.
Yep. And I don't think Claire gets pregnant because she likes to snowboard too much. It would interrupt her snowboarding schedule. So she won't. Hot take.
Can we move on? I know.
Kids don't like
Quiet. All of you, I know what you're
Man.
thinking.
I don't.
I don't know what just happened. Okay, anyways. Hey, let's move on. Do you guys believe in 2025 Seattle will finally and officially get an NBA basketball team?
Like it'll be announced
It'll be
in
announced.
2025?
Maybe not like the season start, obviously, but it's announced. Probably us in Vegas. Yes or no?
I'm a big yes. Ever since they put in climate pledge,
Mhm.
I think that was the linchpin to it. It's just a matter of the NBA expanding. I don't see us stealing a team, another team moving. I don't want to be like Oklahoma City and steal a team. I don't want to be doing that. I'm hoping the NBA just expands, but yes.
Yes. Expansion. Las Vegas and Seattle will get teams, and it'll happen in 2027.
PB, are you a big WNBA fan? You know, Vegas has won the title a handful
The
of times.
Aces.
I have never been to
Aces.
one WNBA
Oh.
game.
Maybe for
probably
pastors-
a better chance I would see Wicked. I do think that yes, there will be. It'll be announced that there will be an NBA team in Seattle and Vegas. So I agree with them. What do you think?
I think so. I think I'm going to let Alex Rodriguez redeem himself and bring us Minnesota. Bring us Ant-Man. Let us have the T-Wolves. We'll rebrand them as the Sonics. I think it's going to happen. And I also, side note, complete random other sports prediction, I think Tom Brady is going to have to step down from being a commentator on Fox because of his stakes in the Raiders. I think it's going to get too convoluted. And I actually see him one day, maybe one day, the Davis family steps away and Brady runs the Raiders. I wouldn't be shocked. Or the Dolphins. There it is.
Okay.
Wow, it's out there.
What are the names that they're floating for the Las Vegas team, for the mascot or whatever?
I haven't heard.
For basketball?
The Las Vegas Spades.
You've heard this?
Yeah. And the Las Vegas Slots.
You know, actually, both of those are not bad.
The slots are not bad.
They have ching slot machine.
Sure.
Slot
Um,
machine. Tony.
Yeah.
They have
okay.
announced. Well, it's not announced officially, but it's pretty much common knowledge where the NBA arena in Vegas is going to be. It's going to be in the parking lot of the Rio. So that will be cool.
So the Rio will get knocked down, right?
No, they're going to keep the Rio. The Rio got bought out by Caesars. And in the parking lot they have like this 3-story parking garage. They're tearing that down and building an NBA arena complex right there. Apparently it's like 200 acre, maybe not that much. I don't know.
And
25 acres.
Vegas baseball, are they going to still be the Athletics?
Yes.
And that's going to be down where Tropicana was?
Yep.
Wow. Unreal.
Gotta love my condo
Why don't they just use the T-Mobile Arena for the basketball?
Yeah.
because they don't have to.
Mm.
T-Mobile Arena is booked out pretty much 3 or 4 times a week with some event. They have major concerts there, fights are there. So they just like big events. I mean, technically they could do MGM Grand Garden Arena seats 18, 20,000. They could do it there, but they want to just build more fun stuff.
There's no luxury suites at MGM Grand.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, how about that? Well, folks, if you're still listening to the podcast, we're going to continue to move forward back to pop culture. Are you guys ready for this?
Absolutely.
Man, this episode, the dudes versus the women, it's always so different.
Well, that's because you had them sitting on a couch. We're sitting at a table being
this
all,
is the Last
we're
Supper
formal.
table. I know, it really is. Okay. Are you guys big music buffs?
Yes.
All right. So, which music artist will top 100 Billboard for the longest period of time? Beals said Shabuzi.
I'm with Di.
Shabuzi
Absolutely not.
over Taylor Swift and
Yep.
Sabrina Carpenter
Yep.
and okay.
It's a good tune. I couldn't sing one of Taylor Swift's songs.
But you know
The
the one
Shabuzi
song
song?
Shabuzi's done.
Tipsy is good. I love it.
I'm glad our Celebrate Recovery leader thinks Tipsy is a great song.
It's called a bar song, Dave.
1994.
It's good
What
for
was his name?
business.
Jaquan.
Yes.
Tipsy.
Everybody in the club getting
Blended them
tips.
together.
That's a good song. All right, Bob, how about you?
Sorry, Dave. Can't go with
you
you
know
on
how
this
much
one.
I love 90s hip hop.
Now,
Brandon.
Bob,
You do.
you're a Swiftie.
I'm a Swiftie over 50.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know. I've got a daughter that absolutely loves Taylor Swift. And because of that, I also love Taylor Swift. And I'm sorry, but as long as she's in the music world, she will be on top of it.
So just for clarification, any Billboard Top 100?
Anyone
For the longest
for the
period
longest
of time?
period of time. Yep.
I'm going to just to be different. I would have said Taylor Swift, but I'm going to say it'll be a Chris Stapleton song. He's becoming all the rage right now.
In the country world, yeah, you're right.
Well, he's crossing over. They love him.
Like Shabuzi.
Yeah,
I would.
exactly.
I'm actually. I had said on the last podcast, Kendrick Lamar. I think Sabrina Carpenter is going to just keep dropping albums and blowing up.
Is that
She's
Espresso?
Me Espresso.
Yeah.
You like that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Riley played that for me last night.
What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah, she's pretty
I like
good.
it. Yeah.
I'm just super pumped that none of you said Zach Bryan. I'm a Zach Bryan hater. Sorry, just saying.
Why? I love Zach Bryan.
No, it's not. Okay, first off, it's probably because they try to classify it as country. That's folk. It's not even country.
For all the concerts that I go to, the Zach Bryan concert was the most shockingly awesome concert I've ever been to in my life.
You're a Raider
He
fan.
is
What do you expect?
unbelievable live. Have you seen Zach Bryan in concert? Oh. All Night Revival is the coolest song.
Like, is it about the Brownsville revival or what's he singing about?
It's his encore. He comes out. The song, like on the radio, is all right. All of his songs are only okay on the radio, but live, he is unbelievable. But Bob's a hater. I didn't know you hated anything country.
Yeah, I'm not a Chris Stapleton fan. I'm not saying he's not. He's great artist, just not for me.
Okay. Well, all right, Bob. This one is off script. Did not prep you for, and this is 1v1. You and me, just for you.
Let's go.
Will I beat you in a round of golf this year, 2025?
I want to say no so bad because you are so bad, but
Do you hear this? You hear this?
I'm awful too. So I mean, it wouldn't take much to beat me. I'm not even a golfer. I'm a hacker. Problem is, so are you.
Yeah.
Who
We're
just
so-
shot an 84 at Jackson? Do you know who did? Your boy.
Oh my goodness.
Who shoots in the low 90s now after only 2 years of playing? Who, Greenie? Your boy. Green. Okay, Bob.
I don't
let it be
think
on
you
the
learned how to
record.
keep score.
Let it be on the record.
Amen.
1v1, you and me, and we'll let Dave keep score.
Dave has to provide. He has to bring the Bluetooth radio and play music.
Absolutely.
Would you do it? 1v1.
Absolutely.
Best ball. Okay,
Game on.
What does best ball mean?
let's move forward. Pastors Unfiltered. Bob, you admitted earlier in the episode that you don't listen to our podcast. Thank you. What are your guys' predictions about the podcast this year, considering that you don't listen to it?
Well, I'm pretty sure you're never going to have me back on as a guest.
We've said that internally about other guests, but no, we'll have you back.
And here I am.
You're a hoot.
Hey, you got to fill content every week. So, you know.
Yeah, we'll take it. What do you think, Dave? You listen. You're one of the faithful
Dave,
253.
long,
I
awkward
think-
pauses on a podcast
Here's,
don't work.
Well, I had some good notes that I left on my printer. Okay. I actually thought about this stuff a lot. You missed that conversation, Brandon. My thought is like Judah Smith's going to listen to this and he's just going to love it. and he's got 750,000 followers on Instagram. He's just gonna post that there, and then you guys are gonna blow up.
So Judah Smith is going to take us to the next level.
Yeah, that's my prediction. Kirkland's own.
He will have been very selective the podcast episodes he listens to. Then,
Yeah, I think we have better odds having Mike Todd blow us up before Judah Smith. All right, Bob, any predictions before we move on?
You guys eventually, yes, you're gonna blow up just unexpectedly.
Oh, thank you. In a positive way, right? Like we'll have said something very encouraging to the local. Okay.
Yeah.
or because we said something that gets us in trouble.
Yeah, that might be happening today.
We definitely have lost friends today.
Maybe you did. Okay, let's talk about Venture Church. Church has gone through explosive growth over the last 3 years, where, like we just talked about, fundraising $1.5 million, blowing up the building. We planted Seattle. We have church is growing. What are your honest and fair predictions about the church in 2025?
All right, since you guys are all standing there, I will start. I am super excited for the growth that this church is seeing. And I'm not talking just Mill Creek. I'm talking all campuses, whether it be Seattle, whether it be over in Moscow.
Mm-hmm.
There's some amazing things happening here. And I think once there's so many young families coming here with the needed expansion, it's just going to be like a big snowball rolling down the hill. It's just going to gain more and more traction as it goes.
Love it. That's fair. Yeah.
I'm super encouraged by the number of new people that come to our church every week, and the fact that a lot of them are unchurched.
Yeah.
They've never set foot in a church before, or only on Christmas, or only on Easter. And what's nice about this church is we being Brandon, he's already planning for doubling. Mm-hmm. He's already planning for the growth that's going to happen, because we're trending in the right way.
Yeah.
We drove around, Nani and I drove around Ballard after we came to church in Seattle on Sunday.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of churches over there. It didn't seem like there was a lot of activity around Sunday at 11 in the morning, those churches.
Yeah.
And I just think even though you're seeing the same stuff probably at your church as what's happening in some of the other Seattle churches, it's just the enthusiasm and the God blesses this church, and the favor we have from the just taking risks, just taking a chance. And again, the leadership is amazing, and he's very good. Brandon's very good at pushing that program out to the other campuses. So we will add 2 more campuses next year.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You just see PB's heart rate fluctuate.
Well, I just got.
But we're not going to add them the way we normally would.
Yeah.
They're going to be, somebody's going to ask us, very similar to what happened in Seattle.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
I just got back from my prayer retreat, so I'm going to do a shot in the dark one, because I feel like if I predicted anything that I'm praying about and setting up as a goal for 2025 is not fair. So this is just a random believing God for the impossible thing to happen this year. I am believing that our Spokane campus is going to get given a building next year.
Be awesome. Amen.
What about you, Tony? What's your prediction?
I think Mill Creek is going to add a service. I think they are. I think as you guys build the building and grow, I think it's going to happen naturally.
When would
especially
the
new
service
families.
be?
I can see a Wednesday night working. I could see a Saturday night working, and I could see a Sunday night working.
All right, here's a hot take, news flash, just for our listeners. Starting in February, we're going to announce it at our annual vision meeting in January or beginning of February, but we are launching Saturday nights in February. So you already won on that one.
In addition to the 3 services on Sunday?
Yep.
Can I come speak at one of them? I got a sermon.
Sure, as long as it fits within our sermon schedule.
Yeah, sure. I got some.
It does mean adding this extra service so everybody knows when we do revival weekends, the guest will only be there Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Not speaking at 4 services plus Sunday night, because that is too expensive.
Hey, that's awesome, though. Come on. All right. Back to sports. We're going to wrap this up here pretty soon. You guys have been great, by the way. The gals were very civil and what was the word? Disciplined.
Boring.
We are erratic. The Mariners. Now, Bob, you're what are you, a Red Sox fan?
Here's the deal.
Because you grew up in Boston, right?
Yeah, right. No. What you guys don't understand is I was a season ticket holder for the Mariners. I used to go down to every game. And
For how long?
And then I got married. That was the first casualty of my marriage, was my season tickets going away. I was down there 96 through 98.
Oh, like some of the best years.
Oh, I sat right behind Buhner. My boy, Jay, out in right field, you betcha.
Oh.
So I was there at the beginning of Safeco Field when it started, all the inaugural games, went to all that. So I was a hardcore Mariner fan back in the day.
Okay.
So you're blaming being a Red Sox fan on Sarah?
No, I love my Red Sox too. It's okay. There's no geographical restrictions so you can't be your favorite team.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. PB's a Raiders fan. You're a Red Sox fan.
And a 49ers fan.
So the Red Sox are dipping already in the winter meetings. Do you think they're going to sign any big bats?
They'll always overspend. They always do.
Yeah.
And the Mariners won't spend because they never do.
So do we want to do an over-under with the Mariners?
I don't want to do that again. I don't want to make any more bets. The Kraken are dying before our very eyes, and I'm going to have to wear jorts on a Sunday. I don't want to do any more bets.
Oh.
I already grew a beard.
Yeah, we don't want that either.
No one. Thank you. No one wants to see these legs.
I'll do my Mariner prediction.
Okay.
I am predicting that the Mariners will make a couple off-season moves that I personally will think are trash, but Morgan Butcher, because he's the Jerry DiPoto apologist, will think are amazing and believe they'll be the moves that will leapfrog the Mariners into the World Series, and Morgan will be wrong as always again this year. That's my prediction.
I got the Mariners right at 81 and 81. They'll finish right at 500 like they always do.
Thank you.
500. The last 15 years, they were 80 and 82 on average. 80, 82. That's pretty close. 499. And that's kind of been that way since they started.
Tony, how many games the Mariners going to win this year?
I think we're going to win 87. I think we're going to shock the world. I think we're going to part ways with one of our aces. I think I could see a world where we deal away Kirby. I could see a world where we deal away Logan Gilbert and talk about the future and building for the future. I think Castillo needs to go. He's just hot garbage.
Here's what we're going to do. We are going to do an over-under bet, me and you. I'm going to tell you what the bet is right now, which is going to make you want to do it.
Okay.
The over-under will be 87.
Okay.
I'll take the over this time. If you want to take the under, here's the bet. If you win, I will pay and go with you for an entire 18 holes of golf. And I'll golf with you if you win. So that means if they're under 87 wins, if I am right and they're over 87 wins, I get to take you to a country concert.
Oh.
I took him to Jason Aldean, but I'm going to take him to a real one. Took him to Jason Aldean during the Houston rodeo.
That's solid.
Deal? Do we have a bet?
You got to take it. You got to take that. What are you waiting on?
I'm laying down my life for the sake of others. People would want to see, can we film you on the golf course?
Sure. I get to film you at the country concert. You film me at the golf course.
I'm going to wear my AirPods.
Are we going to
Listen
film
to
his
NPR.
So over under 87, you
Okay,
get the
so-
under.
okay.
I got the over. So
right,
we
there it
flipped
is.
it this time.
There it is.
Witnesses? Do we got witnesses?
Yeah, you have to
Bet.
win because I want to see his Charles Barkley swing.
87. 87 is the magic number.
Listen here, coach. Okay, all right, that's great. By the way, I trolled the Mariners on Instagram the other day, and my comment got 500 likes on it. The Mariners said 100 days till baseball, and I wrote, "Great, can you go sign someone now?" And it got 500 likes.
One of my ultimate claims to fame was forever the Mariners followed me on Twitter. And I just was so proud of myself. Mariners and Alaska Airlines follow me on Twitter. Yeah. But I was trolling the Mariners so bad, they unfollowed me.
Well, yeah.
They-
deserve it. Okay,
They're
guys.
sensitive.
Let's I know you both are. PB has multiple times during this podcast mentioned Dave's shirt.
Mhm.
And I understand that, Dave, you are a fashionista, and so is PB. What are your fashion predictions for 2025?
The three of us,
Yeah.
fashionista,
Bob
is
clearly
a descriptive word people have used.
Bob clearly
Never.
goes to Bellevue Square Mall and says, "Guys, dress me."
We're gonna
Money's not an
We'll
object.
have Bob start because he shared with me what he was going to say.
Bob, how many times are you going to go to Fred Meyer and buy Wazoo stuff this year?
Oh, way too many. Way too many. All right. As far as fashion trends, ladies, can we please get rid of the high rise mom jeans?
Please.
Can we get the low rise come on back?
High waisted.
They got to go. They got to go. Tony, why are you covering up over there? What's happening?
What are you hiding from?
Because I think you just
I
canceled
know
us.
these two guys too well. This is my problem.
We did
so
not
I know what's
cancel
going
you.
through the minds. All right. Okay, so we got that. So
Which is, by the
Bob
way,
and
the
I-
women said low rise jeans are in, right, Greenie?
I don't remember.
Thank
They
you.
said low rise jeans will be in.
So was that a prediction then, Dave? That low-rise jeans are
Or
coming
is
in?
that a
Yeah,
request?
I would agree with that. Anything. I'm with Bob on. Bob is pretty fashionable lately. If you get him out of a Wazoo shirt, the guy's got flannels up the yin yang now. I think he's sponsored by Ariat because
And Tommy Bahama.
Tommy Bahama and Ariat, depending on if he's at the farm or he's in Hawaii. Both of those. I just say whatever Cole's wearing is pretty much the trend. Yeah.
Can I tell you guys what David Diaz wore today at staff meeting?
Oh boy.
Fire. We got-
Something happened to David in Yakima. David
You wore
came
cowboy
in-
boots?
David came in, black salsa dancing button up with every button down to the half, like
Yeah.
all the way down half.
There was
A gold chain, his earrings, black skin tight jeans, and black boots. I'm not kidding. That's what he's wearing today. Driving in his electric Chevy Blazer.
You know, it doesn't surprise me because I saw him dancing at his wedding. It was amazing. he had so much flair and pizzazz. It was unreal. So that doesn't surprise me one
Yeah.
bit.
Also, can we blur what Dave just did?
my little dance.
No, unbuttoning
Oh
your
yeah.
shirt.
Change that.
Thank you.
Sorry. But I wanted to show you what Cole did. Not Cole. I'm sorry.
David.
Double D.
Okay.
David Diaz.
Are you still with us? Are you still alive?
All right, what are you going to say, Dave, before I share my fashion trend as a fashionista?
I'm done. I said whatever Cole's
Oh.
Whatever Cole's
wearing.
wearing.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know much. I'm gonna start predicting that suits for guys are coming back in trend.
Nice.
Like I think there's gonna come a day within the next 2 years, preachers are wearing suits again.
I wouldn't be mad.
Like guys wearing them casually.
Yep.
Yeah. I've actually considered switching my entire wardrobe Sunday through Thursday to suit and tie.
You don't have to think very much if you wear a suit.
You don't? Got
What'd
5
you do with all
shirts.
your suits? Where are they at?
Outgrew them.
He's been going to the gym.
I wish it was that way. No, I actually gave them all away.
Did you?
Yeah, years ago. What, do you have any suits?
I do.
Did you outgrow them?
I did, but I refused. They're all custom suits. I refused to get rid of them.
Oh, okay.
They have my name inside them.
Whoa.
Yeah. So how do I give a suit away to somebody that has my name stitched in it?
Just find somebody whose name's Dave.
My whole name is in it. Yeah.
What's your middle name?
David Allen. You knew that. We talked about that last time.
That's right. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. I think 90s fashion is going to not just come back, but it's going to be everywhere.
90s
Bag-
fashion as in
Like,
like
baggy
example.
jeans,
Grunge?
puka shells, 90s jeans, frosted tips.
I still have my bum equipment sweatshirt still.
Gap. The Gap is super in right now.
Oh, I tell you what, back in college in the 90s, I remember switching to Gap jeans.
Mhm.
All my country guys that were in our fraternity all wore Wranglers. Were like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like unacceptable to
Yeah.
wear Gap jeans.
If you wear Gap jeans now, I will find it completely unacceptable. So just to warn you, if David Diaz shows up in a staff meeting with his shirt buttoned down to his midriff, wearing a puka shell necklace, I will get up and walk out of staff meeting and drive home.
Those worship leaders, man.
I know what I'm buying David
They're
for
always doing
Christmas.
something provocative.
Exactly.
Anyways, we're gonna.
Did you guys ever have puka shell necklaces?
No.
I did.
So did I.
I did
Yeah.
too. It's the only thing my parents let me have. Okay, last but not least. By the way, this has been a blast, guys. Thank you. This has been so much fun. I've never seen PB sweat bullets like this before. I love it. This is fun. Last one is a two-parter, so we'll start with the easier side of it. It's random predictions. It could be anything about anything. But the first part of the question is this. There's a brand new Dick's Drive-In being opened in Everett. On the way home from Morgan and Pastor Brandon near Mukilteo, Everett by Painfield. How frequently will they visit Dick's Drive-In in Everett?
Plus a random prediction.
Plus a random prediction. And not together, like separately. Like how often, and then maybe how often will they run into each other there at Dick's? Like, oh, hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you again.
You want to go first on this one?
Dick's will be twice a month for both of them.
Wow.
Twice a month.
You're a good friend.
If it's on the way home.
PB
When I
admitted.
find myself out by Seattle, in fact, last time I was there when I did some work out there, I figured out how to get back to my house going past the Greenwood.
the
Dick's.
Greenwood Dick's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
if I
twice a
had to
month.
drive by it every day on my way home, probably get pulled in.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go a little more frequent than that. We're going to go a solid 2 times a week.
Whoa.
That's like full on Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hardcore.
What did you do ever since Cuneo shut down? Where do you eat now?
You know what? We don't have a go-to like we did.
Yeah, Cuneo's.
Cuneo's
Great.
is irreplaceable.
Yeah, it was great.
They have opened a macho burger in there. I haven't been in and check it out yet.
Oh, okay. All right. So you think twice a week?
Yeah.
You think twice a month
Yeah.
that they'll have extreme self-control? PB, how about you?
I was going to say, I will probably eat there twice a month. So I think twice a month's a good answer. Morgan, I'm betting once a week.
I think once a week is. Yeah, I was gonna say once a week too.
I'll probably run into Morgan there once a month.
I predict that PB will tell Di he goes there once a month, but he'll cheat on his diet and go there at least twice a week.
Oh, if I eat at Dick's that much, she will know. If I ate at Dick's that much. Tony, what about you? How often are you going to go to Dick's?
Never. I just don't ever crave it. I don't. Guys, should I say it? Should I tell them? 2025, I made a goal of myself. It's my 10-year wedding anniversary. And I said I would be in the best shape of my life. Like I'm going to run the fastest, the longest. I'm going to look my best. I'm going to lift the most. I sound like a total tool. But I'm just setting big goals for myself in the health part of my life. Because church
nothing wrong with
planting,
that.
I kind of lost it for about a year and a half. I lost it. We got a little off the rails. Especially, when you travel, you eat crap all the time. And that happened to me while I was fundraising. So 10-year anniversary, I'm going to no dicks.
I'm glad you came out of denial, brother.
You know what? I'm glad you're going to look good getting beat on the course by me. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Tony, what's your random prediction?
I don't know if I'm in a good headspace. This episode is just,
I don't even know what to think, to be honest with you.
oh man, the year is ending.
I wonder what this is going to sound like when I listen to it.
Random prediction about anything and everything. I just have a feeling there's going to be a huge, like one of these big Fortune 500 companies is going to just dissolve out of nowhere. And not like an Apple, but like something on the caliber of that. Like something is going to explode in one of these companies.
And then it's going to cease to exist.
It's going to cease to exist. Company, people never thought like JCPenney, Sears, these guys would go out of and they're gone. I think something's going to happen to someone big.
So you're referring to J.C. Penney's and Sears as being
They used to be
in
large.
the same stratosphere as Apple?
They used to be large.
All right.
Yeah.
My prediction is I think Seattle fans are going to jump off the Seahawk bandwagon in 2025. That Packers game, which almost sounded like a Packers home game at CenturyLink, was very amusing to watch on TV.
That was bad. Johnny White was a troll for a week.
Good for Johnny.
He still is a troll. Yeah.
My random prediction is actually going to be on your team.
The Raiders?
The Raiders.
Shadur Sanders?
Oh, but it's a package deal. See,
And Dion?
Dion is coming. He's going to be your new coach. They're going to take Shadur number 1, and then they're going to trade up for Travis.
Oh my gosh. If that happened,
They're
like
bring-
what you're talking
the
about,
Colorado connection is coming to Vegas.
the hottest ticket in the NFL would be Raiders tickets.
That's my prediction.
If that happened, that would be the greatest thing.
But on the other flip side of that prediction is we're taking this year off, but next year all the injuries will be gone. Niners back in the Super Bowl where they will actually win it.
Dude,
next
your
year.
guys literally died on the field this year.
They all
Everyone died.
I just think Brock Purdy looks terrible.
You always tell me that.
I think he looks terrible.
Did you hear
Every time
Christian
I watch him on
McCaffrey
TV.
cuss out everyone about fantasy football?
I did not.
He said, forget your fantasy football. I don't care. Just because, he had all those injuries this year.
Right. All I
didn't
know
say
is
forget.
Brock Purdy is a new spokesperson for John Deere. I'm in.
He's also a believer in Christ.
Yes.
Big time.
Dave, what's your prediction?
Come on, Dave.
Oh, man. I've been reading a lot about this lately. I think UFOs are finally going to be exposed.
Wow.
Like as in actual space aliens, or UFOs meaning that
Manned or
Russia
unmanned?
and
No,
Israel
no.
has
Like
UFOs.
aliens. Like something not from this planet has been to or is on this planet currently.
Can I ask a random question with that?
Of course.
Okay, so God redeemed Earth, planet Earth, through Jesus. So if there's aliens, are you saying that there's an entire different redemption plan for them?
I'm not.
So then they're going to hell?
Do
I just shared
farm
with you
animals go to
exactly
hell,
why
Brandon?
I don't believe there's aliens right there. So let's just pretend that this person was an authority. They said that these drones are searching out, that they discover nuclear weapons, and that there has been some nuclear weapons that have been smuggled into the U.S., and those drones are finding
Sniffing.
them.
I don't believe that. I can't bring
Where
in
did I hear that from? Was it you?
No.
No,
Okay.
you can't bring in a bottle of shampoo through TSA. How are you going to bring in a nuke?
On a boat.
That's only if you go through Painfield.
That's why it's New Jersey. It's a shoreline.
Dave.
They got smuggled in through the border.
Wow. Okay. Well, folks, this probably.
Did you have a random prediction?
Yeah, I told you. I think a Fortune
Yeah.
500 company is
Oh,
going to
that's
crumble.
right.
He picked Enron and Wabba.
You think JCPenney's going to fall apart?
happening again?
JCPenney is going under this year. This has to have been the wildest episode of any episode we've ever done.
I really need feedback from our listeners. If
Maybe we don't.
I don't think you want to hear
They
it.
give us feedback regardless, but maybe Faithful 253. Thank you. Just
maybe
keep it to
it'll be
yourself
New
this
Year's,
time.
they'll be on vacation.
I'm on vacation after New Year's. You're on vacation. We're good.
I will say this, that these predictions are, we will cumulatively get less things wrong than Sean King got wrong.
So Sean King and Kaylee Harkness asked to come back at some point.
They
in the
want a
new year,
redemption episode.
and they want a redemption episode. Do we bring them
Two
back
of our
on?
more infamous guests ever are Sean King and Kaylee. So we're going to bring them back and let them redeem themselves.
You want to bring them back?
Kaylee is, as long as she swears not to giggle.
That's not going to happen.
What was King Size movie pick for 2024?
King size movie reviews.
The review that, what did Sean pick for the movie?
Did he pick
Top Gun Maverick, which came out a year beforehand.
Oh, it wasn't even
It wasn't even like, he wasn't even the right year. We love Sean though.
Yes, we
He's
do.
great.
Absolutely do.
We do love
We'll
Sean.
give him a free pass.
Sean came to Linya's play the other night on a Saturday night. Sean and Rebecca did with Kennedy. 3-hour play. Can you believe that?
That's cute.
My daughter was a flying monkey in The Wizard of Oz.
Special shout out to Johnny White, who went to see the Nutcracker because one of his youth kids was performing in the Nutcracker.
Johnny did?
My wife went because it was a friend of hers. Son and daughter were performing. And lo and behold, Johnny was there. Watch the Nutcracker.
Johnny shocks me sometimes.
He's very cultured.
Well, he was a theater kid growing up. He was. Yeah. Well, everyone, PB, I just want to say this was a great year. Happy New Year. Thanks for being on the pod. Thanks for a phenomenal year. I feel like.
Thanks for being my co-host.
Thank you. You're pardoned. I pardon you for all of
what?
it. Just all of it.
All
the things.
I want to be pardoned for this prediction episode.
And don't forget, folks, any feedback you have, because this was just wild. Morgan.b, ourventure.church. Morgan filters all our feedback. So send it to him. He'd love to read it.
Or Dave.l at ourventure.church. You can do
Wow.
that too.
I do have
Or
my own email.
Dave.d. David.
David.d.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have any-
please comment because I know you want Bob and I back. So
We would. You guys were a blast. Thank you
we'll
for
have
being
you back
here.
for sure.
Thank you.
We'll have you back at the minimum to review our picks from this episode and talk about puka shell necklaces.
So New Year coming, tons of new guests. We have revival nights coming pretty soon. Guests coming for that. We have a lot going on in 2025.
there's
I'm
a
excited.
live event coming up soon.
Live event.
Can we talk about that?
We are
January. Yes.
Live
Men's
podcast.
breakfast. We have a special guest. You remember his name, Dave?
I don't.
I don't either.
Chad
Robichaud.
Robichaud.
Chad
I thought it was
Robichaud
Rogan
is
Josh.
coming, and I am interviewing him live. Tony does not believe in being at men's breakfast, so he will be skipping it.
I am at my 10-year wedding anniversary in Florida, and I'm turning off my phone for a week.
Good for you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I approve.
Vice President. Thank you.
How do you get a week
President.
off in your? You just started a church.
Ask PB how much vacation time I ended the year with in 2024.
How many vacations did you take the first year when you started Canyon Creek?
I don't think I took a vacation for the first 5
I
years.
took
I know.
Because
two-
anytime I left, my phone blew up because of all the things that went wrong while I was gone.
Whack.
I took 2 vacations before we launched the church. I have not stopped since. I ended the year, this is not a brag, with 56 vacation hours.
Your defensiveness
disgusting.
might be a sign of
No,
denial.
I'm just saying, I'm
That's all I gotta
exhausted.
say.
Dave, that kind of like a brag to me. Does it sound like a brag to you?
Yeah. All the time.
Working my tail off over here. You know what?
Yeah.
We're done with this episode. Folks, thank you for listening. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. And if you enjoyed our guests, great. I'm glad you did. We love you so much. Thank you for checking out Pastors Unfiltered. I'm tired. I'm going on vacation, and they don't think I'm worthy. We love you guys. Don't forget.
Oh, Jesus is the hope of the world. Let's make him famous.
Raiders roll.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again.